With the Gummi Makk at the North Sea, it seems to work quite well right now. I'm already testing the second spot here at the North Sea, generally from about 120 meters depth and deeper, for different and partly very rare fish. Well, look, there we already have the common ling. I'll gladly take that one with me. Gladly also with 20 kilograms more, so yeah, more of that please. I'm testing the second spot now. The first one was a classic, down at the 120-meter hole in the southern area of the North Sea. That already worked quite well. We were standing there earlier today during the live stream tournament, and several different fish went for it down there. Among them also black ruff, but also northern wolffish and spotted wolffish, caught multiple times. So yeah, that already looks quite good. There were also lots of small squids around. Now I drove up here to the 133-meter mark. I'll show that section again on the map in a moment. This section where you can drift back and forth the whole time. You just have to keep adjusting the depth. And the rarest one here was just the Esmark's eelpout, which is of course really nice on an 8th hook. Such a rare fish, I'll gladly take that one. 1.1 kilograms, almost 1.2 kilograms. Looks good already, and we already have the next bite without me doing much. Yeah, that's looking quite nice. So this is, as I said, that drift passage. Maybe you can see it a little on the minimap. In that dark area, you drift automatically back and forth all the time. Right now it's 6 o'clock in the evening, which means we already have a current change again. So it's drifting now in the other direction, and that changes every 6 hours, right? So at 6 in the evening, then at midnight it goes the other way again, and at 6 in the morning, it goes back down again on the minimap. Let's see where exactly this is and how it looks in terms of silver in a moment. I'm quite curious. And what do we have here? Well, another small windling. So quickly cast out again. I'm right now in an area about 140 to 145 meters deep. So that's where we are at the moment. That's this area here. I'll just turn a bit. This area right here on the mini-map. I have to hurry a bit. My boat ticket is about to expire. So this area here, you drift back and forth the whole time and basically can't get out of it. Once you're inside this channel, you can nicely drift back and forth with the current. The only thing you really have to watch is the echo sounder, because we have different depths here from 130 to 140 meters. So you always have to check where you currently are. The depth display is up here, and accordingly you set your sea setup so that it's tuned to the right depth, and then you start jigging. So we've reached the depth now. I pull up a little, rod tip up, the movement near the bottom stops. Now I go down again, back in range, and from here I can start jigging perfectly. And from here it continues. And you know what? I think I'll extend the ticket a little. Yeah, let's add another hour. Perfect. Then we'll jig a bit longer here in the area since it's working so well right now. And then I'll call the submarine again in a bit and check the net to see how much silver the whole thing brought. Yeah, but as I said, the depth adjustment is what matters, that your lure is exactly in the right depth. Now we're back in a shallower area. Yeah, that fits again. So, crank a little, then jig again. You notice it quickly when you lose that change, when you drift out and back into this zone. It's kind of a layer above the bottom. And now I'm probably already too deep. Yep, so I can crank up again, and now it stops again. Now let it down, and we're back right in that area. That can be a bit annoying sometimes. You also notice it when you lower the rod and there's no movement near the bottom. That means maybe there's a dip in the ground and you have to lower the lure a bit deeper. But right now, it seems to be sloping upward nicely. So I'm drifting down into this area, and this area is 133 meters deep. So now I have to crank up bit by bit, probably to about 132 meters, and then it should fit. Exactly. What's the display showing now? 143 still, but effectively we're already at 130. The echo sounder is up here in front, measuring, And back here, it might already be a little shallower. And there's the next one. Nice. So, Gummi Makk at the North Sea, we have two options to use them. With the marine paternoster rig, we can use the Gummi Makk as well. But the disadvantage is that with the paternoster or this bottom lead rig, the Gummi Makks just hang there and don't really move. They only sway slightly with the drift. Here though, with the jigging setup, we pull the Gummi Makks up and down the whole time, and those soft lures are much more active. And the nice thing is, it seems to be working quite well, because you can see these Gummi Makks appearing again and again in the records right now. Now it's just like always. Test, test, test. Where do they bite best? Maybe at the 120 meter mark, or in this drift passage, or maybe even better down at 170 or 190 meters. Because the fish caught right now tend to be rare species, like the common ling, for example. That 120 meter spot down there already worked very well. And here in this area, I'm also quite happy. I think I'll soon test the 170 or 190 here as well to see how it works there. Let's take a quick look into the net to see how much silver we've made so far. Let's sort by price real quick. Yeah, that looks quite interesting. Especially, of course, the Esmark's eelpout. Super rare fish. Brings a lot of silver, looks quite good. But also from the 120 meter spot, the black ruff is not bad, and the wolffish either. So yeah, that's looking good. That's almost 2 hours now with 900 silver. That's okay. There's still room for more, of course, and it always varies a lot depending on how rare the fish you catch are. If you found a spot or area that works particularly well, feel free to write it in the comments. Maybe it worked for you here, or maybe down at the 215 meter deep hole. Maybe it works there too. I'll keep testing here a bit longer and keep searching for rare fish. Maybe I'll also try down at 200 meters again. Just came to my mind, because I'd really like to get an Alphonsino too, and I usually caught that one down there so far. So that could definitely be another option, especially when you're using a setup like this. Pretty basic jig setup, everything on 8th hooks, all with Gummi IL80 in this black-red combination, same as the lure itself. That's also how I chose the attractants, and the whole setup is built the same way. And yeah, it seems to work really well right now. Maybe I'll tweak the jig a bit, switch all attractants to orange. That could be an option too. But as I said, for now I'm quite happy with how it's going. If it works like this, I'll just keep going. And if the fish are mainly biting on the Gummi Makk, well then that's exactly what I'm aiming for. The jig is basically just the means to get the Gummi Makk down fast enough. And there it comes up again. Nice. Look, beaked redfish. I'll gladly take that. There was one earlier over 4 kilograms, and here's another with 2 kilograms. So that seems to work too, also on the gummy eel. So a lure that clearly works really well right now. By the way, the Esmark's eelpout also bit on that gummy eel. So yeah, this is working great at the moment. The ling as well, all on that. So test, test, test. As always, get out to the North Sea, try the Gummi Makk, experiment, and catch those rare fish. If you liked the video, leave a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. That helps me a lot, and we'll see each other in the next video. Until then, tight lines.